Alright, here's my 48 conductor Vortex Coil. There's all the connections. Here's my input voltage, 70 volts, output voltage 800 and something. Frequency looks like about 2K. Consumption, oh well, right now it's 10 watts, but yeah, okay. This is cranked, like probably won't be using this like this, but there's your input current, 200 milliamps or so, output current, a lot lower, but that's fine. Now watch this. Cool, eh? That's sweet.
Yes, it is cool, Joe.
Good, thanks, buddy. Here, I'm just going to dial down the frequency. And let's see what happens to these meters. Whoa. See, it went up. Oh my goodness. That's interesting. That's over 1,000 volts. We're out of it there. Yeah, this is very sensitive too. I'm barely touching the... There's 1,000 volts. Over, obviously. That's pretty intense right there. That is pretty intense. The current, like I'm generating some serious current there. And that's just, this shouldn't even be picking that up. There's an amp. If you can read that upside down, there's 2 amps. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Alright, this is the end result of 2 weeks of a lot of hard work. What am I doing here? I'm pulse charging this battery with a Vortex Coil. So I'll quickly explain everything here. There's the Vortex Coil with the connections here. With this thing cranked right up, I was able to get over 1,300 volts out of it. Just to give you an idea of the voltage there. Well, that's just going to time out here. It's okay. I have my function generator. That's sending about 2K, a little over 2K, into the amp that I bought at Value Village for $18. Pretty good deal. Okay, it's coming out of the amp at 42 volts, and it's going into everything else down at 23. But that's because we have the rectifier down there feeding the capacitor here, which is, I forget, I got a bunch of them down here in this mess. What's the rating? Just bear with me here. Forget. 37,000 microfarads at 95 volts DC. The output, I've got the scope on the output of the Vortex Coil, and you can see, and you can hear the meter click, and you can see what that does to it. Pretty neat. Alright, so there's the capacitor being charged by the output of the Vortex Coil, rectified output of the Vortex Coil, sorry. There's the voltage of the capacitor going up to just under double the battery. Here's the capacitor dump circuit that uses a comparator, which is really handy. I'll show you why. What it does is senses the voltage of the capacitor and determines when to drive that FET, which dumps the negative of the capacitor into the battery. Okay? So as you can see, here's the battery voltage. This battery was fully charged and then discharged at 1 amp for about 10 minutes. So now it's being charged. I'm just going to let this go and see how long this battery takes to top out. It'll top out at about 16.2, and then I know it's good to go. It's fully charged. The pulse charge too is actually a good sort of a rejuvenation charge, I guess you would call it. It's a good way to charge the battery. It likes it. So there you go. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That is the end result of 2 weeks of craziness. Okay, about the capacitor discharge circuit there. It's cool because it uses a comparator. So what happens is I can mess with the consumption here. I can go up. You can hear the meter. Oh, I never even said how much current's going into the battery. It's more than 1 amp. Because it's it's banging that meter pretty good. Sorry, I don't have one of these that goes higher, so you'll have to just gauge by the sound of that. But anyway, so it's dynamic. The dump circuit's dynamic. Watch, if I go up in volume here on the amplifier, listen. Watch, I'll even do this here. Ready? That's full. That's cranked right now. As you can see, it's what it's doing to that battery, charging it up. And we've just gone up 4 or 5 watts in consumption. Now I can go down as well. Sorry, down to just an amp. See down there, it won't charge it up to the trigger voltage, right? So I gotta get it up a bit. Okay, it's been, I don't even know how long, not even an hour, and this battery's topping up nicely. 15.5. So there you go. That's what that scope shot looks like. See if I can get that. It's pretty cool. That's pretty good. You know, that's the beauty of the pulse charge. This battery's pretty much done. It's going to turn up the output, make it hit 16.2. There it is. 1620.